There is literally no one more exhausting to be around than having to be around myself.
Please tell me if I am overreacting, but...
Let's be clear about something. It's not that women and femmes on dating apps don't want casuals.
A good day, everyone. Continue to be Jenny with the program Learn Modern Women. Today is part 80. We find out the reason why men are walking away from dating. Start now with Girls of Today.
How much money is in your bank account?
I don't need money. Do you know who my daddy is?
Who's your daddy?
I can buy you and your whole family.
But who's your daddy?
I've got two.
Okay.
One for fun and one for shopping.
That there is a finesse.
Yeah, funny how they both have the same last name, Sugar. But still, just because you've been bought and paid your price, it doesn't mean that you can buy everyone else. Some of us don't have a price. But at this point with this generation, I would not be surprised if they make a new 007 movie and his name is going to be Daddy Sugar Daddy. All right, let's see now. Most popular question asked in Dubai. Where are you from? And she's from Romania. I already knew that, but hey. And yeah, I know you looked at her lips and said, she's from the Black Sea. But no, she actually lives on land. I wonder if you can find her in Dubai in the Moscow Club. I'm pretty sure you do. But no Anna Princess. That's not the most asked question in Dubai. The most asked question in Dubai is, what are you willing to do for this money? Or I could be wrong, and maybe she's a good girl. I'm only kidding, of course. Maybe she doesn't need money because, as you can see, one of her account is free. But then again, you can never have too much money, right?
Let's be clear about something. It's not that women and femmes on dating apps don't want casuals. Many of us do. It's just that lots of people on dating apps don't want to treat us like we're human beings. They want physical intimacy, but no emotional intimacy or any sort of aftercare or responsibility for our feelings. And actually have no interest or skill in making us have a good time. Therefore, many of us are like, pass. No thanks. There's a difference.
That's right. So you're expecting emotional intimacy for an hour. After care and responsibility for your feelings. After a hookup, is that really making sense in your head? There's a difference. Actually, there isn't. You're looking for a hookup, and that is what you're getting.
You know it never lets me down. Lip gloss.
Oh, hey, look, it's Chucky. Be my friend, be my friend. I know a couple of things that let you down. One is time, and the other one is bad plastic surgery.
Mercury and Mars are no longer retrograde. In fact, there's literally no planets right now that are retrograde. So what they say and what they do, they mean it. If they're doing the bare minimum, being cold, being distant, they mean that. There's no retrogradation, changing their mind, or like bringing old behavior back. So if they've made it clear their intentions and what they feel like, move on.
Oh, thank God Mercury is no longer retrograding. I can rest easy now. There's no chance for an ex to come back. No chance for me to win the lottery. No chance to get a promotion. Get more money, I can relax now. I can just do my thing. Not worrying that it's the bare minimum. Well, even though just for a week until some other planet is going to be retrograding.
There is literally no one more exhausting to be around than having to be around myself.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I wouldn't want to be around yourself either.
Please tell me if I am overreacting, but I just got back from a date, if you want to call it that, and the guy I was with thought it was acceptable to invite his friend. Halfway through the date, his friend joined us. So obviously I left, and I will not be seeing him again, but girls, if this happens, leave. Do not put up with this kind of behaviour. It's so disrespectful. Yeah, and complete waste of my time.
Well, that brings only one question. Did the guy knew that he was on a date? Because if he didn't, well then, okay. But then again, if he did knew, well then in that case, we're gonna have to carry the hell on this one. You're not overreacting and you should leave.
So men, they always come back. We know they always come back. This guy I was talking to like 6 months ago, we stopped talking in December. I knew he was going to be back. I knew it. Sure enough, last night on Hinge, I see him in my likes and he just liked one of my photos. Why do men come back via dating apps when you literally went on multiple dates with them or dated them for months? They have your phone number, they follow you on socials, and they try to like you on Hinge? I did match only to respond, "This is all I said. You literally have my phone number." He goes, "Haha, you just looked so pretty in this pic. I think that a reunion is in order." Methinks not. Like, you literally have my phone number and you just like my picture on Hinge? Like, the most minimal effort? Ugh.
No, they don't come back. And you actually proved they don't come back. Yeah, he liked your picture. And you're pretty much begging him to come back. You're the one that actually sent him a message. And all he had to say to that was, haha. So how exactly did he came back?
Let's talk about punching up and punching down. Punching up looks like me making a sarcastic video about men getting vasectomies when we all know that that would never be mandated by the government, because men are the ones that are still in control and have that privilege to not have, their rights invaded by the government. Punching down looks like responding to me, thinking you're matching my energy, and saying things like, "Well, men can't get pregnant. I don't have to take on that much responsibility." Women have not been able to escape pregnancy, unwanted pregnancy, for as long as time has gone on. Between assault, between basic ownership, because we didn't have the rights to be autonomous and individual, that's punching down. If you can't see why a woman is angry or frustrated when talking about our issues, you are a part of the problem. You are not matching our energy, you are punching down.
Nah, it's not really about having their rights invaded by the government. It's actually forcing a medical procedure on them. And I'm not punching anything, neither up or down, but matching your energy. Nah, it's not gonna happen. I would really be matching your energy if it actually makes sense. But every time you or someone just like you is trying to make a point, you're always referring to some stuff that happened 100 years ago. And no, I cannot be matching that energy.
Does anyone else feel uncomfortable/awkward posting selfies to Instagram now? Like, I feel like it's very cringe. Is it cringe, or am I just being weird? Please let me know.
Feeling awkward and uncomfortable posting on Instagram. Why did they change the rules by any chance? Are you only allowed to post pictures of yourself fully clothed now? Because if that's not the case, I can't imagine why it would be awkward. For someone that is recording herself wearing nothing but a bra.
I love how in the city, at like the playgrounds, there's always that one dude who's really jacked, and all he does is use those like playground bars to do a bunch of body exercises, but like he's absolutely ripped. Like, you just watch him in amazement. Doesn't pay a gym membership for that. Dude's out here wrecking the playground.
And your problem with that is probably that he didn't say hello. There are people out there that they're only working with their body weight, never stepped into a gym, and yes, they're ripped or jacked, whatever you want to call it. You know what else those people are doing that you obviously can't minding their own business?
Can someone please explain that back in the day when I was like a solid 3, guys wanted to date me, and now that I'm like less of a 3 and more of like a 6, like, they just want to use me. But like, why? I used to have guys always wanting to date me when I was ugly. Now that I'm less ugly, not a single one. I get into a situationship and they go, "Sorry, I'm just not looking for something serious." Like, why? Like, do I have to go back to being ugly again to get a boyfriend, or what's the problem here? I don't get it.
Well, the problem could be your attitude. Maybe now that you think you're a 6, you're always trying to pull 8s, or maybe 9s and 10s. Maybe now that you think you're a 6, you're trying too hard to show you're a 6. Out of 65 posts, I can't take 18 with you being half naked. Or it could be just the type of men you choose to date. If you only go for the guys who drive a Lambo, then don't be surprised if you're only going to be taken for a ride.
I's bitter the go-to one. Oh, she's just a bitter woman with a bunch of cats. Bleh. You know what? I'm kidding. But seriously, we're not bitter. We're just actually educated on the patriarchy, and we're tired of putting up with y'all's bullshit.
Right? Educated on the patriarchy. Okay, fair enough. You also claim you're a Bible Belt trash. Also fair enough. So you decided to rebel against everything they stand for. Fair enough, I can totally understand that you're rebellious. Especially in your teen years when you're 14, 15, you think you know everything about everything, when in fact you know nothing. But the difference is when you grow up, you actually learn that that was just a phase. Someone left a comment on your video that got stuck with me, and it goes like this. Education teaches you how to look at everything from multiple views and teaches you to weigh all possibilities before coming to any conclusion, and I cannot agree more with that comment. When you call yourself educated, but in fact, you're just one-sided. You're not educated. You're really just brainwashed.
What am I gonna tell my kids when they grow up? Oh, that's easy. I'm gonna tell them their mom's a boss.
Yeah, so it really is all about you, isn't it? Nothing else matters. Not the environment that your kids are growing up in, and obviously not even their mental health. I really do hope your movies are making you enough money, and I do hope you're gonna save some of that money, because your kids are gonna need a lot of therapy. But hey, at least you're being trained by 4 guys in your movies. So if that makes you a boss baby, then you be the best you can be.
If you're keen to hear a serious case of mansplaining, then buckle up. I have a doozy for you. So recently I was driving my 2019 MG. I've had it for about 2 years, great car, never had any issues with it. I was stopping at an intersection and there was oncoming traffic coming past me, so I was obviously braking. But for some reason my brakes just stopped working and I literally drove into oncoming traffic to the point where I came this close to getting T-boned by 2 separate cars and a bus. Like, it was that bad. I was terrified. My brakes just completely stopped working. Anyway, so naturally I take it into my local mechanic because I need to get the brakes looked at. So I explain to them what happened. I leave it there. When I go back to pick it up, I'm like, all right, tell me what happened. Tell me what's wrong with my car. And he was like, yeah, couldn't really find anything wrong with it. Check the brakes, everything seems fine. I was like, that's really weird because it was a very, very scary, real experience that I'm like terrified is going to happen again. And he looks me dead in the eye and goes, are you sure that the brakes failed? Are you sure that you weren't just accelerating when you were meant to be braking? And I was just like, excuse me, sir. I have been driving this car for 2 years and I have never once gotten confused between the brake and the accelerator. So no, that isn't what happened. The way he was speaking to me, it was like, oh, poor blonde girl got confused between the brake and the accelerator. There's actually nothing wrong with her brakes. And I was just like, are you kidding me?
And on today's episode of Things That Never Happened, we have this one. I really don't know that much about mechanical problems, but I do know that when your brakes stop working, they just stop working. They're not just gonna magically start working again. 5 minutes later, also think that never happened. He was not mansplaining anything to you. He just asked you an honest question. But at this point, we all get it. Men, bad women. Goddesses, if that's the case, maybe this is a new episode of Poltergeist. And karma is trying to tell you something.